you're going to start keeping your log tomorrow.
Nope.
Okay, for 7 days. So you'll keep it Thursday through next Wednesday. All right. So you can download the app and keep it in there, and you're going to keep what's called the meal log or fitness log, or it's not fitness log, it's meal log, I think. I passed one around this morning. Is there one sitting there somewhere? I passed a copy from last year around. It's a website that you can download. You can download the MyFitnessPal app, and the only caveat to that is that you have to say you're 18. It's kind of dumb, but you have to say you're 18 in order to get that app and to get it. You don't have to do it right this second. If you have issues, check with some people from period 1. They got theirs uploaded. So when you get done with keeping the 7-day log, all right, when you get done with the 7-day log, then you are going, then you are going to, let's see if I can find the sheet. When you get done with the 7-day log, then you are going to print out your 7-day log. Some people had trouble printing it, some people did not. If you have trouble printing it, you can just email it to me as a PDF, as an attachment, whatever. Some people did that last year. They couldn't get the print, so they just saved it and emailed it to me. I'm trying to see where I had it. Did I pass one around to you guys already?
Oh, wait, this one?
Yeah, that's it. So you can go ahead and hand it around. Up top it has all the categories. At the bottom it has all the totals for the day of what you ate, what you drank, calories, proteins, sodium, fats, all that stuff is on there. Okay, so it's pretty interesting. Also, if you've never really tracked what you've eaten before, it's kind of nice to see. I had to do this a couple years ago when I took my nutrition class in the summer. And kind of interesting to see what I had and what different things were in different types of foods, how much sodium was in foods that you don't even think about. The one that comes to mind to me is the sausage sandwich I had from Casey's. It had like 1,600 grams of sodium, milligrams of sodium, and you're supposed to have like 2,400 for a day. So almost all my daily allowance of sodium came from one sandwich. So it is high. Logan, you right?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's kind of neat to find it and follow it. So where did we leave off yesterday in our notes on the lecture?
We ended at protein-rich plant-based.
Protein-rich, plant-based. Okay. So just a little bit of quick review. All right. Those are 6 nutrients. Make sure you know those. You're going to have to know those for the test. Carbohydrates, fats, proteins, water, vitamins, and minerals. Okay, and today we'll get into some fats, and we won't get into, we'll finish up proteins and get into fats. We're a short period today, so that'll make a difference. All right, carbohydrates, main source of energy. Each gram of carbohydrate, 4 calories. Each gram of protein, 4 calories. Each gram of fat, 9 calories. So make sure that you know that numerical value.
What were the 6 carbs, proteins?
Carbs, proteins, fats, water, minerals, vitamins. And we talked a little bit about carbohydrates. All right, turn into what when you eat them? Sugars, okay? And as they turn to sugars, they become glucose and are stored later. And the 3 types of carbohydrates, B-Rad. Give me one of the 3 types of carbohydrates. Okay, now give me another one since Chum gave you that one.
Complex.
Okay, and third one? Fiber. Okay, simple, complex, fiber. What I say simple carbohydrates equal? Sugars. Okay, simples equal sugars. Okay, fructose found in fruits, lactose found in milk. And I said what? That I think that fructose is a complex carbohydrate when it comes directly from a fruit. Alright? Not a juice, not refined, anything like that. That's my opinion. It's not because of the chains that are on it. Alright? Chemistry-wise, but I do think it is. And then we talked about lactose when we can. It's natural in these things. And then lots added to processed foods, cereals, breads, baked goods, and a lot of it is in the form of what in processed foods? HFCS. High fructose corn syrup, okay? All right? And the complex or starches are long chains of sugars linked together. Grains, grain products, breads, pasta, beans, root vegetables, okay? Fiber. We cannot digest fiber, but fiber aids in our what? Our digestion and our ridding our body of waste, okay? Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, legumes, which is type of a pea or a bean. Okay? I know it's a lot of information. It's kind of a long section, but a lot of good stuff in it. They turn to simple sugar, main source, and then it's stored in your body for use later as glycogen. And we talked about fiber benefits, how much ladies and men should have, and proteins are made up of amino acids. Did we get all the way through this yesterday? Okay. How many amino acids are there total? 20. How many essential, Preston?
11.
Nope. 9. 9 essential, 11 non-essential. What's essential mean, Gabe?
You need it
And you have to get it from where?
on your body.
Food. Food. If it's essential, you get it from your food. You have to get it from a food source. If it's non-essential, your body synthesizes and metabolizes it.
You
Okay?
want us to start this tomorrow?
Yeah, once you start logging tomorrow, the first thing you eat in the morning. So 20, all but 9. 9 are essentials, the rest are non-essentials. Proteins we went over: meat, eggs, dairy products, soy. Animal sources are called complete because they contain all 9. So plant-rich or protein-rich plant-based foods: grains, nuts, seeds, legumes. Okay? And a lot of different types of grains. I refer to quinoa because that's a pretty protein-rich grain. And then seeds, obviously cashews, peanuts, almonds for nuts, and then seeds, pumpkin seeds, and different types of seeds like that. And then roll, it's a building block. And we think about protein, what are we building? Muscles. Muscle cells are what we think about. Did we get to roll of proteins yesterday? Okay, I started to talk just about this briefly yesterday. So this is recommendation for ladies age 14 to 18 and young men 14 to 18. 46 grams of protein on a daily basis. That's a recommendation. Now, if I can find my... Let's see where I put it. If I can find my... Here it is. This will give you an idea of what they recommend for things, how much fat, saturated fat in a serving at the bottom. Okay, so that's pretty close. On a 2,000 calorie diet, they're probably real close to 52 to 60. On a higher calorie diet, 2,500, you're probably up to about 70, and on a 3,000 calorie diet, you're probably looking at, you want 80 of those, 80 grams of protein. So 80 times 4 would be what? 320. So 320 of your 3,500 calories should come from a protein source. Okay, that's how it kind of breaks down. Now, what's the big push on the diets now? High protein, low carbohydrate. Okay, because carbohydrates, if you eat too much, can be stored as sugars and fat.
So I just got on this and it's asking like what I've ate today so far. Should I just skip that?
Yeah, skip that. And if it ends up you should have a total of 7 days. If you end up with 8 days on it, that's fine.
Since I already have the app, it's not gonna affect
Shouldn't. You just have to send to me the 7 days that you keep. Shouldn't affect the app. Good question though. Okay? So that's the basic building block. Alright, now, those diets that are out there, I refer to that quickly. The low carb, high protein, okay? Yoli was one. And it gives an exorbitant amount of protein that you're supposed to eat. Like so many more grams of protein than your body weight is, or your body weight in grams of protein. That's a lot of protein. That's an awful lot of protein. Not that you can't find good protein sources from it, but you know, most people aren't eating quinoa and beans and source like that. They're eating red meats and other protein sources. So, you know, I weigh 160 pounds, so it'd be 160 grams of protein a day for me. Wow, that's a lot. I'm probably eating right now about 60. Maybe a little bit less than that. Okay, but that seems like a lot. Fats. Okay, did we start with fats at all? Okay. Now this is kind of interesting. Fats, your body needs a certain amount to function properly. Cell rebuilding, cell replacement, brain development when you're young. And we want to choose healthier fats. So we're going to break down the fats into 3 types. And dietary fats are fatty acids. Okay? Chains that are built together. So an essential fatty acid is like an essential amino acid. You have to eat it. Okay? You cannot get it from your own body. The cells don't produce it or synthesize it. So the essential fatty acids come from foods. So the first type of fats are unsaturated. Okay? What's unsaturated mean?
It's like liquid.
Yeah, it's not a dense fat. It's in a liquid form. Although some saturated fats can be in a liquid form. But what type? Have you heard of what's a good unsaturated fat?
Oh, I was gonna say it's like a healthier.
It's a healthier fat.
Vegetable oils. and-
Yeah. The best one would probably be olive oil, as far as the best one. They're starting to talk about different things now for corn oil. Safflower is very, very healthy. And then people are even using coconut. But you have to talk, who are you talking to about this coconut oil? If you talk to cardiologists, they say no. If you talk to other doctors, they say yes. Okay, so kind of a mixture, but it is a healthier, pure form. Olive oil, probably one of the best ones out there. So unsaturated fats lower your risk in heart disease. Almonds is another one, Okay, so those are the good fats. Avocados, one of my favorite things to eat. Great unsaturated fats. Who's the good defensive end for Houston? J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt eats 14 avocados a day in his diet. Well, he eats like 4,800 calories because he weighs 280 and he works out all the time. Yeah, he eats like 14 avocados a day, a lot of them. Saturated fats, they're the bad ones, okay? Consuming too many saturated fats may increase your risk of heart disease. Where do most of our saturated fats come from?
Meat.
Yeah, animal, okay? Animal proteins, all right? Animal meats is where most of them come from, are saturated fats. Now, you're eating chicken, fish, other things like that. We get a lot lighter amount of fat, but then you get into red meat. You know, even lean red meats are okay, but you get into ribeyes and things like that, a lot of saturated fat. And then trans. What do you suppose a trans fat is?
Both.
Kind of both, but it's a bad fat. Okay? So it's made, it's called hydrogenation. It should say that in your book. Trans fats we're going to find in French fries from McDonald's and Burger King, Whopper, double quarter cheese, okay? A lot of cupcakes, processed foods like that. So what happens is they take the liquid form, hydrogenation, mix it a solid form. I remember when I worked at McDonald's years and years ago when I was in high school, and we'd have to add oil to the French fryer things, you know? You would just cut a big glob of this white chunk of fat and put it in there, or oil. It was hydrogenated, and then it would melt in and fill your level of oil back up. Okay? Some restaurants in New York, California, don't serve any trans fats at all, and some of them don't cook with any saturated fats. Now, you watch any cooking show, I don't care if it's The Pioneer Woman or Guy Fieri, yeah, he uses a little bit of olive oil, but what do they all use a lot of? Butter. Okay, butter does make it taste better, but that really adds the fat to the food item. Okay, adds the saturated fat to the food item. The fat in all food is a combination of unsaturated and saturated. So here are the large amounts. Laurel was right. Vegetable oils, nuts, seeds, larger amounts of unsaturated fats. Okay? You can even get avocado oil now. My wife's been buying that and cooking with a little bit. Has a higher smoke point than olive oil does. It's supposed to be good for you. She does use coconut oil in a few things that she makes. The Whole 30, that's a Whole 30 oil that they like. Olive oil, great source of healthful unsaturated fat. And I hate to say this, but kind of the more expensive true olive oil is the better one. You don't want to go buy the Crisco olive oil. You want to buy Bertolli or a brand that's actually truly made either in Greece or in Italy, and it's a lot better. It's a lot purer, and the virgin level of it, extra virgin of that, makes it a little bit richer and also makes it a little bit darker. So saturated fat, found mostly in animal-based foods, but in some plants. So there's our palm and coconut oil. Okay, that's where the cardiologist isn't sure about that. All right, they're saying, nah, that's not good for you. American Heart Association says. Palm oil, not one of the better ones either, but you see it in a lot of things. Safflower oil, lighter. Olive oil, obviously. Dairy products, milk, yogurt, whole milks, cheeses. That's why cheese tastes so good. And I love cheese. All right, okay, but saturated fat. And then meat, okay? Red meat and other meats, even some fowl, dark fowl meat, has more saturated fat. So here's our hydrogenation I talked about. It causes vegetable oil to harden. As it becomes hard and condenses, they become more saturated. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Okay? Kind of makes sense. So it does. Again, a lot of restaurants are now doing away with any trans fats at all. And you'll see stuff. Threw it away down in the coach's office. You'll see, a lot of things will advertise now, like the kashi bar I had this morning. No trans fat, okay? No GMOs. All right, we haven't talked about that yet, but we will talk about that. Anybody know what GMOs are? John? Yeah, genetically modified organisms. Okay, so it's changed from its original form. All right, a lot of foods don't use that anymore.
Does this book go into why people think it's so bad and stuff?
Which food?
Like GMO crops.
Because it's proven causes cancer. Adds other additives to the foods, things like that. So it's an organism that's not natural. So if you want to eat a whole food type of organism that's natural, you're going to eat one that's not modified, not genetically modified. And I know they genetically modify corn and soybeans. Why? So it can grow when we have a dry winter, or summer, excuse me, and things like that. If the weather gets bad, you're still going to get a crop. Okay, so they grow that for that form. Trans fats, stick margarine, snack foods, a bunch of them. Oreos, which we all love, Chips Ahoy, Little Debbie's, donuts, cupcakes, any other kind of snack food like that, cookies and crackers. Because of the risk, they have to require how much saturated and trans fat is in there. I'm going to pass that around. Okay, that shows you on there, even there's no fat in that, because is that the cereal one?
No, it's an orange chicken.
Orange chicken. There's no trans fats in that, but it gives you how many grams of fat in a serving, how much trans fat in that, and then when you get to better fats, they will even list the polyunsaturated and the monounsaturated fats that are in there. Okay? When we think of poly and monounsaturated fats, I kind of think about salmon right away. Okay? Because that has omega-3 fatty acids and very good unsaturated fats. So you need some fat. All right? A lot of fat, okay, obviously can go to obesity, all right, other health risks, type 2 diabetes. When we watch Weight of the Nation next week, we'll kind of talk about that a little bit. All right, I have that documentary saved. Okay. If you have any questions, I kind of flew through this a little bit today, but we'll review tomorrow and then get more into it. So what are you going to start doing tomorrow morning? Log on your fitness stuff on your MyFitnessPal app. If for some reason you can't make it work, write down on hard copy what you're eating, everything that you're eating. Now, if you don't have the exact food item that it says, you can find something very similar to that food product on the can sheet.
Yeah, I get
Casey's Pizza's on there, a lot of stuff's on there.
Well, they have like a barcode thing on there, so
Yep.
like, if you're doing like your granola bar, you can just like scan.
Scan the barcode,
Yeah.
which is pretty neat.
What would you do for like a school lunch?
You can just like type it in.
Type it in and it comes real close. I think they have a lot of things on there that we have. Chicken patties will be on there.
There's a
What
million things.
are those Crispitos I think are on there? I like Crispitos. I don't eat them anymore, but I love Crispitos. Like Reese loved Crispitos. He'd always get doubles on Crispito day. So those things, but please keep track. And then the neat thing I like to look at when you hand it to me, what calories, how many calories a day are you taking in? And then where do those calories come from? How much fat are you taking in? How much protein? And who eats breakfast and who doesn't? And how many fruits and vegetables? That's also interesting, because we've talked about this a little bit already. We should have 5 to 7 fruits and vegetables a day or more, all right? I eat about 10, okay, about 10 servings. Most people your age, they're lucky if they get 2 to 3. Lucky if they get 2 to 3, and 1.
Yeah, recipes.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, they have recipes and stuff on there. I just got 5 new recipes today from the email, because I'm on their email. They sent me 5 new recipes and actually sent me a couple different vegetarian meals. One was like a taco bowl, but you use sweet potatoes in it and stuff. It looked really, really good. So, okay, so we'll pick up there tomorrow. All right. You can go ahead and turn that off, Billy. The bell's gonna ring here in a minute, but then you just shut the window on. Hit the record button, shut the window.